Okay, let's dig in. Today, we're going to unpack the very foundation of cognitive behavioral therapy.
Right.
Specifically, that critical first evaluation and then the first actual therapy session.
And the sources we're looking at are incredible. They're not just theory. They are basically a clinician's blueprint for how you get from point A to point B.
From just gathering data to actually building health.
Exactly. And our goal here is to really pull out those non-negotiable elements, the things you absolutely have to get right for a successful start.
So that all starts with the evaluation session, which,
Yeah.
I think of as the blueprint. We know the goal is a diagnosis, but what else is happening there?
Well, the diagnosis is just one piece. The primary objective is really threefold. You're collecting info strengths, deficits, all of it. You're starting to build that therapeutic alliance right away. And, this is critical, you're forming an initial cognitive conceptualization model.
And what does that mean in plain English?
It's basically your working hypothesis for the client's life. It's the idea that if they believe a certain thing, then they feel a specific way, and therefore they act in another way. It's the core logic of their struggle.
And to build that, the sources point to this idea of a psychosocial snapshot, the day in the life.
Oh, it's essential. Take the case study, Abe. He says he wakes up at 7 a.m., but then just stays in bed until 10.
Wow.
Then he's on the computer taking these long naps. That profound inactivity, that avoidance, that it's not a moral failing.
It's data.
It's pure clinical data. It immediately tells you where to start. It shows you the problem in action.
So the evaluation is super structured. It ends with sharing your impressions, setting some goals, but then you have to pivot. How do you move from that analysis to genuine action in that first therapy session?
The number one goal of that first active session is to instill hope, period.
Hope.
You absolutely cannot move forward without it. And you do that by reframing their diagnosis.
Yeah.
You explain that something like depression isn't a character flaw, it's a severe illness.
Yeah, the sources use that analogy I thought was so powerful. That severe depression is like having pneumonia, not just a common cold.
Exactly. It removes the self-blame. It explains why just cheering up feels impossible.
But isn't there a risk there? You introduce these models, these metaphors. Could it feel a little, robotic to someone in deep emotional pain?
That's a great question, and it's why that alliance you built in the evaluation is so important. The model provides structure, but your delivery has to be human. It has to be collaborative.
So you introduce the cognitive model.
Right. Thoughts influence feelings, which drive behavior. And a key metaphor there is that depression is like seeing the world through the darkest pair of sunglasses. Everything looks negative because the filter is negative.
And the magic is using the client's own words to show them that loop. For Abe, his automatic thought was everything is too hard.
Yes, and that thought led directly to the emotion of sadness.
Which then led to the behavior of just sitting on the couch.
That's it. That's the loop. And showing them that sequence is the actionable insight. That's the thing you can start to break.
Which brings us to the action plan. The homework.
It has to end with homework. They have to commit to doing something, anything, between sessions to prove to themselves that change is actually possible.
Abe's plan was so simple. Just read his session notes by the coffee maker twice a day and take his grandson out for ice cream.
It sounds small, but it's huge. That one small activity provides immediate empirical proof that his automatic thought, everything is too hard, isn't 100% true.
It's a crack in the foundation of that belief.
It's the first step in prying off those dark sunglasses. It shows you that recovery happens through these small, committed, daily changes in behavior.
So what does this all really mean? It seems like the success of CBT is all about this structured, collaborative beginning that validates the suffering, but then insists on even microscopic action.
That's it. It insists on action to prove that change is real. And this brings up a final thought for you, for anyone listening. The core of this work is identifying those automatic thoughts. So the next time you feel a really strong negative emotion, sadness, anger, whatever, just pause for a second. Ask yourself, what thought just ran through my mind? Start to identify the specific tint of your own dark sunglasses.